everybody, my name is Cheri. Welcome to my stamp studio. I have a little bit of kind of an organizational video for you today. It's just a fun little way to keep track of some stuff. It's also a new club perk that I have for my online card club. But before we do that, we're in a new month. July's funny, isn't it? Because after all of the holiday stuff happens, and my daughter's birthday is the 5th. She was actually born on the 4th of July if she'd been born in the United States, but she was born in Australia. So when I had her just past the tick of dawn on midnight in Australia, I tried to get the doctor to say that she was born a little bit sooner. So she would be born on the 4th of July. But of course, he wouldn't do that for me. So we tend to celebrate her birthday over a couple of days. But, only child, they get spoiled, right? So we're to the 5th already, and it kind of feels like the first day of July because those other days are just kind of like party days, especially when there's a weekend and then a Monday and then a Tuesday, and now the rest of the week, I won't even know what day it is. So for July, I want to make sure that you know everything. Even in Stampin' Up! World, their specials for July start on the 6th, which is almost a full week into the month, but it feels like it just started. So on July 6th, Stampin' Up! Will have bonus bucks. We're bringing those back. So there's not a second celebration this year. I've had a couple of people ask when that's going to be, and it's not. So bonus bucks is happening in July. So for every $50 you spend, you'll get a $5 coupon code to redeem in August. So if you spend $99, you can't come back later and spend a couple of dollars and bump that up. It's in each order. So you don't want to spend $99, you want to spend $100 because then you get $10 back for August. And my specials, I was thinking, let's do my specials and then we'll go back to the other. My specials for July is if you purchase on July now, but why don't purchase today, wait till tomorrow, on July 5th, 6th, or 7th, then you will get 5 hand stamped cards with your thank you gift that comes in early August. If you and that's any size order. If you spend, I always have a kickoff special of the month, and then if you spend $50, you're going to get my VIP video project supplies. Everybody who orders from me the following month gets the videos. At $50, you get the supplies to make the first one. At $60, you are going to get a packet of the festive pearls. I don't have one, a new one, but you'll get these along with the other thing. At $200, you will get the supplies for the videos. Both of my videos, I always have 2, so you'll get the supply for the second. And then at $225, you get everything. It all adds up. You'll get the crafter's tips. Most of mine are now stuck onto Take Your Pick tools, but this is a new thing to this year's catalog. It has the little rotary blade. It has the X-Acto knife. It has my new favorite. I call it the shepherd's hook. It probably has like a name, but I don't know what it is. And then another little pokey tip that's a little bit smaller than the one that's on the other. So those are my gifts. I do want to let you know that the online exclusives start, that there's a bunch of new products, and they will start on July 6th. As the name implies, they're online only. So if you go to, I'll send an email fairly early on the 6th to give you the length. I'm going to put orders in first because I already have people who have ordered. But if you go to my website, the shopping part, and you click online exclusives, I'm sure it will have a banner. They're good about putting banners on our pages when something new is there. That will show you everything. So there has been the truck. It's not this truck. This is the old truck. I don't keep very many cards, but my friend made me this and I still hang it in my studio at Christmas time. So I think the other truck goes the opposite direction. If you're in Card Club, I sent you a picture of the set. It's a punch bundle. All of us anticipate that it will either sell out or go on back order or be unavailable not long after ordering, because that just tends to happen with our punch bundles. There's Christmas things, there's a Hanukkah set, there's new paper, there's new ribbon. So all of that will be there on the 6th. I also wanted to let you know that if you are waiting for the Earth and Texture or the Gone Fishing dies, they are due in this week. They may be in today. I will check before I send my email. I know those have been super popular and everybody's been waiting to get them. So those should be in soon. I think that's all of the stuff. So what I'm going to show you today is not an original idea to me. I saw it on Stampin' Up's Facebook page, and one of the artisans, they pick a few people every year that they call artisans, and they all share their fabulous designs with us. So one of the girls had done something similar to this, and I thought, oh, it's a great organizational thing. It's a great inspiration thing. I like and it's also fun to make. So when you have all those things tied together, it's a super fun little thing to do. So I am going to show you how I made mine. And here is one. It needs a smaller ring. You know, you hoard everything, and then you go through those cleaning spells where you're like, I'm getting rid of everything. I haven't used this stuff in decades. I'm not going to use it. I am sure that I had a box of smaller, more appropriate sized rings, and now I have none. So I'm going to have to go get a little ring. I thought I could even find one that was on an old project, but I can find nothing. But I did find in my search a couple of old things. I found the truck banner, but that's all. I put it where I can put it in my studio. So I might do a project from one of the old supplies that I am still hoarding. Just, it's hard to know what to hoard and not to hoard, right? Because my office space is not large, and so I have an antique library cabinet. Some of you have seen it on my website. And all the drawers are full of stuff. So I thought surely there were a couple of rings. But you will need a ring. You could also use a ribbon. I think a ring is a little bit more practical. And I'm going to show you how I put this together. If you are in my card club, every month you will get one or two. This month you're getting this one. And you'll have to put it together. So I'm going to show you how to put it together in this video. And then for your loyalty gifts in card club, my online card club, every 6th and 12th month, 18th, because now we're coming up past on 2 years, 24, all those months you get a loyalty gift. It actually comes the month after. So you're in the club for 6 months, on your 7th month or your 13th month, you get a goodie bag. It's valued at about $25. There is usually a bag. So that is some of the value. And then this will start to be in there. But that month, when you get your little bag, it will have 5 of these in it. So that'll be super fun for you. They will be colors in the future that we have used in Card Club. The first month or two, I might not be able to do that. I'll have to go back and look and see what goes on here. So you'll get 5 in those months, and then every other month you'll get 1 or 2. So you'll get 12 for sure over the course of the year, and then 10 in your loyalty gift. So you'll have at least 22 by the end of the year, and maybe more, because some months I will do 2. It depends on what other cutting I have to do for classes, because it's a little bit of work to cut these tags. So that's my perk part of it. But for those of you that aren't in my card club and just want to make them, I'm going to show you how I did it. There's other ways that you could do it if you wanted to. And if you're in card club, they will come unassembled but cut. So I'm going to show you that. So let's get going and we'll make this. So you're going to need some cardstock. You can see all of these are on white cardstock, and I tested on a couple of different tags. I think they're both out of the Tag Essentials. I'll put it down below the video. They looked like they were very similar in size. This one, I just liked the size of it a little bit better. It is actually maybe not even an 1/8 of an inch bigger, maybe, but I think it makes it a nicer size. So I'm gonna cut some from some white cardstock, so you don't need to see me do that. And then you will get a tag topper, or you can make your own in one of the colors. So there's obviously 2 colors on the color card, and you'll get the little tag topper in one. So let's do this one first, and I'll just cut this. This is Azure Afternoon, this is Pebbled Path, and this is Lost Lagoon. So I will run the tags, and then I'll run the tag toppers. All right, I've done the tags. So I've run the tags through. I ran the tag toppers through, and you can stack these and do a couple at a times. You're gonna need some scrap paper. So you need a good portion. So if you have the big grid paper from Stampin' Up, you're good, because you just need some place where you have lots of room to use your blending brushes. You can also use all the junk mail you get, as long as it's not glossy, and flip your envelopes, even of your bills over. And you can use anything that's just white and then just throw it in the trash. At least then it makes a use for all of those credit card offers and stuff we get in the mail. So I'm going to use just 2 pieces of scrap of paper. And then these are the entirety, of my blending brush collection. So I don't want you to think because over time you will get lots of colors that you have to have a blending brush for every color, because you don't. This is all of the ones that I own and that I use. I can probably fit, when we came out with the little ones, the baby ones, they fit in here, so I could add 3 more. I could probably get 3 more baby ones in here, but you don't need a lot. I haven't ever washed mine. So some of these are the original blending brushes from when we first started selling them. I just rub them on paper, and I'm going to show you how. You can wash them in the sink if you want. And then I just have colors. So you can see I have purple ones, I have blue ones, I have green ones, I have orange ones, pink ones, yellow ones. And then I just rub them and use them in the same color family. So I'm going to show you how to do it that way. So let's pull out a couple of my blue ones. And so for this one, this is a baby one. Obviously it holds less ink. So if I push light on it, it's pretty clean. Now if I push hard, it's going to get that ink that has over time gone up in there. And that's, if you want to wash them, you can. The problem with washing them is you have to let them dry, and then that's when I would get huge inspiration for a project needing my blending brushes, and you can't use them until they're all the way dry because it will pull up too much ink. So let's do, I don't remember which one I was going to start with. Let's start with this one because this is a light color. So this is Pool Party. So these were the colors that we used last month in Card Club in our Inked Botanicals. And I really love this color combination together. So I want to remember to be able to use it. Now, the new pads, you barely need to touch and you're going to get a ton of ink. If you have older pads that you've used a lot, especially if you've used them with a blending brush, you might need to push a little harder, which is the case with my Pool Party. I take this and then just start adding the ink. Because I'm not pressing hard, it's going to take a couple more passes. That's okay. The really nice thing about these tags is on the edges where it scrapes the edge, you're going to get a little bit more of the dark of the ink, and in the middle you're going to get a little bit more of the light. And then where it grabs in those holes along the stitching, it's going to give you a darker color still. So I'm going to go about halfway. You can fill the whole tag with color if you want. I kind of like the look of it on the ring when the top and the bottom stay white. So I'm going to do it that way. So there's a good Pool Party. See what I mean? Is that blue or is it green? It's the color of water, right? I would like to go out in my pool, but I've already had some technical difficulties today, so I don't know if I'll make it. And we have birthday happenings tonight that I have to get ready for. Often I take my laptop out to the porch and I do the work, and then I'm nice and hot. I hop in the pool and then I come and shower later. I have, summer schedule, totally different than winter schedule. In the winter, we like to get in the shower first thing, right? If you live someplace in a cold climate, you want to warm yourself up. So this is Lost Lagoon. This is brand new, so I'm barely pushing on this one. Now, the other thing that is going to happen if you have blending brushes and you don't use them because you're like, oh, I don't know how to use a blending brush, using them on this is going to teach you how. Because see, those are pretty splotchy. But as I build my color up, you can get the splotches to go away. They just magically disappear with the blending brush. The secret is, I think people just give up because they're like, oh, that looks awful. And then they just stop. You don't want to stop. You want to keep going. See, it's leaving. And it's a great place to practice because these are just for you to see. Nobody else is going to see them. And we're going to stick that sticker over the top. It's going to look beautiful. So here is our Lost Lagoon and Pool Party. And so where they meet, I want to kind of right there get, like, if you use them together. Like this, already you can see, if you flip this upside down, you can stamp some trees up here, and that can be the water. Isn't that pretty? So you're already getting color inspiration and possible ways to use it by just doing this. So there's our Lost Lagoon and Pool Party. Now let's go. See, all that's out. So this has a tinge of a green blue, but look, we're going to go to Coastal Cabana, which is a tinge of a green blue. And on this one, I'm going to put this here so I remember to do it with the stamp. Now this is a distinctive stamp we're going to use out of this set. If you want to do it this method with stamping and not a blending brush, I would get a more solid one. Just personal choice. You get more you'll get a better thing of color if you use a solid stamp than a distinctive. Okay, now see the blotch? We're going to make the blotch go away. Coastal Cabana is a happy color. This is one of the colors, I don't know if I already said it, that we will be using, that you'll get if you are in getting a loyalty gift in the next couple of months, because we're going to use this on one of our projects for the Timeless Charm. And the reason is because I was creating these tags and I was just coming up with some colors to put on them, and I thought those two might be good together, and wait till you see them. So there's our Coastal Cabana. I'll grab the stamp. So if you want to do a stamp on your tag, this is not a tag, obviously, it's just a piece of scrap paper. So we'll stamp this. You don't get nearly as much color. Oh, and I caught the edges. How nice is that? I do know how to stamp. Okay, let's pull this over now. For this one, and every time before, when I stop using my blending brushes, I try to get that extra ink off. But let's move to a different brush. So let's grab this one. Again, is it a green or a blue? Well, let's go for a blue, because that one kind of could be both. Here's a blue brush. So this is why you need lots of paper, because you don't want to be rubbing this over the top of that and getting green in your blue brush, especially on the lighter colors. If you, on your yellow brush, if you rubbed it over that, you would pick up a little bit of the green. Okay, now see, when I don't press hard, I don't get a lot of it. Now this is a brand new pad. I haven't used it much at all, so I don't need to touch very hard. This is just Color of Happiness. It looks like you want to go. The Lost Lagoon, the Lost Lagoon Pool Party kind of has that dark and stormy night. This has I'm in the ocean in Greece feel to it. Now, if you don't have this color, is that not beautiful? Such a bright, happy, clear blue. So now we have this one. So pretty. That's why we're using it. When I made the tag, I was like, well, there's a color combination I'm going to use. Let's grab our stamp. This one doesn't need nearly as... So if you don't have blending brushes and you don't want to do it that way, you can do it this way. Same colors. They just look different. If you want, you can flip this over, and on the back of your tag, you could do this, and then you would have what it looks like stamped. You could take little words, like you can just get some of your tiny little words if you want to see it stamped, and just put them right over the top of that so you can see it stamped. So there's those. Now this month you're all getting the Pebbled Path and Petaled Pink if you were in Card Club, and this is the card. It's an alternate design. We're not doing this one in club because there's no way I'm doing that many die cuts. So I realized that stampers 90% of the time use white paper. It's just people like white paper. I like the vanilla, and I think it adds a whole new tinge. So sometimes you might get your tag on vanilla. This time it is on white. If you're making your own, you might want to do a white and a vanilla every time because it totally changes the color, as you can see here. So I'm not going to do that one, but you could cut a vanilla tag and do it. But you can see, I don't need to do it because you can see the difference here of the Pebbled Path and Petaled Pink. So then you're going to want to take your tag topper. So let's grab this, and then you're going to need some fine tip glue. And you can do, if you're making your own, you can do both colors, one color on the front and one on the back. For Card Club, you'll just get one color, and it'll just be one of the two colors. It will go on top. As you get your loyalty gifts, I will send a color card PDF, and it will only go to those getting loyalty gifts that month. That has the pictures of the tags that you got that month, so you'll know, I can't pick that up, what color of what goes on which tag. So this is the Lost Lagoon. Oops. This is why I use glue and why I use the fine tip glue. The green glue is so sticky. So now that's on there. Then you will get stickers, and I printed these. I created them in Canva, and then printed them on some translucent sticker paper. I have a laser printer. There weren't as many options for it, but it's a nice, that ink isn't going anywhere because it's laser printed on. In fact, you can kind of feel it burnt into the sticker paper. If you don't have nails, my husband had a hard time getting the stickers off. Then I'll show you what he did, what I made him do. So I had done a whole bunch before he did one. Here's one of my, just grab this and very gently, you don't want to get a ton of fingerprints and you don't want to put holes in this, but this will just lift that up. And then try not to touch the bottom. And then aim for it to go over the top of the color. I could have gone a little bit lower with my pool party, and you can go back and add it. So you can see when you first lay it on here, it kind of looks like it has vellum on it, which I'm not opposed to because I love me some good vellum. But I did find that you can see the translucent, because I thought translucent would be more see-through. Translucent does have, you know, a translucent tinge to it. But if you take your bone folder, see right here in the middle where you can kind of see that, and just rub it on here, it just disappears. It's also a little bit, remember those little transfers we used to play with when we were kids? Gives you, it's a little therapeutic to me. I like this. So now this is all pressed on here nicely. It assures it's not going anywhere. It still has a little bit of the vellum feel over the top. Again, not opposed to that. Isn't that fun? This one, I could just put this, I could just carry this around with me and it makes me happy. It looks like summertime. So with this, now you're going to add it to your ring. Then I would take a pencil and flip it over. So if you're in Card Club, you're going to want to write the month that we did, that we've used these color combinations. So if we did this one would be last month, June 2023. We use these colors. So pop it over, put it over there. You can write then, like I would do those at the top, and then kind of maybe draw a line. And then write, do you have the ink pad? Do you have the refill? Do you have the blends? Do you have the marker? Do you have the cardstock? Anything that inventory wise you have, you could put it on the back. Then you could also do, if the Lost Lagoon is any embellishments that you have, write those over, because as years go on and you're not working out of one catalog, then you will be like, was Lost Lagoon ever in any embellishments? And do I have those? So if you kind of catalog it, and if you do it in pencil, then when they're gone, you just erase it. Do you have the Lost Lagoon bordered ribbon? If you were in Card Club, you do, because that's the ribbon that we used last month. And you may want to write on the back of it what designer series paper it's in. So that's the way that you're going to use this to kind of help keep you organized. And it's just going to make you happy when you look at your little ring as it builds up over time. By the end of a year, if you're in the Card Club for 13 months, you will have at least 22 of them on your ring. So that's a lot of colors, and it's 44 colors that we'll be working with. The other thing that you can do is you can be like, I wonder what would happen if I switched the Lost Lagoon and the Coastal Cabana. So here, see, this is like winter outside. This is summer outside if you're stamping scenery. But what happens if you flip it this way? Then you can kind of see how you would mix those. Or maybe if you did Pool Party and Azure Afternoon. So you can kind of flip through your thing. That's why you want them on a tag that you can remove them, because then you can kind of play with them and you can just move the colors around. So what's another blue one I did? I must have been in a blue mood when I made them. So here's Boho Blue and Misty Moonlight. And now you can see how these blues tend towards the green, because when you put a bunch of true blues with it, those look green. Lost Lagoon is a green. Coastal Cabana kind of goes both ways. Pool Party is definitely in between. But when you put it with a blue, it's a blue. When you put this with a green, it has that touch of blue to it. So you can kind of play with what happens if you put Lost Lagoon and Wild Wheat. See, here's the smaller tag that I told you I didn't like. Look how much smaller it is in real life. The dies look almost the same. That makes a big difference. But let's see if you do, move that out of the way. Wild Wheat, Pebbled Path, and Lost Lagoon. That's a pretty card. That's a nice masculine color combination. So you could even just make a tag and put it on here that is ideas that you have as you kind of mess with them. So as you go back and you sit down one day and you just have a little bit of time to create, you don't have to spend time thinking about the colors. You can pull this out, kind of work with them. And as you get more and more in your ring, you'll have more ideas that you can work with. So if you're interested in joining my online card club, it's a subscription service. It's via PayPal. There is one caveat. To get the loyalty gifts, it's continuous. Because you can always pause or cancel and come back, and people, hop in and out of card club. I don't add that up for you. It has to be continual, because the way I do it is you signed up this month, and if you pause or drop, then it cuts you off, and so the sign up starts again. So to get the bonus ones, you have to stay in. It's the same with the loyalty gifts. That's how I do them. But it just bills you every month from PayPal. You do not have to have a PayPal account. And then every month there's add-ons. So this month they can add on the stamp set Timeless Charm, or the bundle, or the bundle with the trucking along, I think is what it's called. And when they add on things, I pick up their shipping and handling and tax, and it all comes. So that is what my new little Cheri's Cards colored cards are. I'm really excited about it. I think you'll enjoy it. I think it's a fun way to be inspired, to get organized, and to just have some creativity there for you. Have a great week. I know it feels like it's Monday, but the week is already half over. So I will catch you back here later. Bye.